Good morning, cadets. So, we have discussed the potential energy of a system of charges. Potential energy of system of charges. Now, we will discuss today one very important thing, potential energy of a charge or potential energy of system of charges in an external electric field. Earlier we discussed when no external field was present. Now, if there is presence of an external field, what is the potential energy of single point charge? We will discuss first. Then, what is the potential energy of two charges, system of two charges present in the external electric field. Okay? And then we will discuss potential energy of a dipole in an external electric field. Okay, fine. Potential energy in an external field. So, first we will discuss potential energy of a single charge, single point charge you can say, in external field, in external electric field. Let us consider there is a already existing field. The field is shown by some field lines. I am just representing the field with some field lines, right? Picture of field lines. Now, if you are bringing a charge and placing at a particular position, the amount of work done in bringing that charge against the existing force due to the external electric field, that work done is stored in that charge in the form of potential energy of that charge. Okay. Now, consider this is the location. Suppose this is the location where we would like to bring a point charge from infinity to this position, and here the electric field has some value at this particular location. Assume that this is the coordinate system and this is origin, x axis, y axis and z axis, right? And if you show, this becomes the position vector in the field. So, this is in the field. I am just showing the electric field with the help of these electric field lines, imaginary electric field lines. Means the space is not free, it is already having an electric field. This electric field may be due to the presence of some charges, a system of charges, or maybe due to a point charge, maybe due to some configuration of charges. Already some electric field is existing. In the presence of such an electric field, if a point charge is to be brought from infinity to be placed in such an electric field at a particular location, how much work is done against the existence of that potential at that field, that is stored in that charge in the form of potential energy of that charge. Now, suppose this is the position at a position vector r from the origin, right? Now, here we are bringing a charge, say q, point charge from q from infinity, and we are going to place it here. So, definitely this charge experiences a force due to electric field. Let the electric field at this particular point be ER, and the potential at that point be represented by VR, right? Potential at that particular point P, let us say this is the point P, at that point P let the potential be VR. Then the work done in bringing point charge from infinity to place here is calculated very simply against the electric field. So, when there is an electric field, there exists a potential, that potential is VR. Work done in bringing a point charge or a test charge, you can say, point charge from infinity to point P. Point P at position R in the electric field. In the electric field, what is the value of electric field at that point? Value of electric field at that point is ER is calculated as from infinity to the position R or to the point P, you can write, is equal to the charge. The charge here is plus charge, positive charge Q into the potential at that point. The potential at that point is VR. The potential at that point is VR, right? So this itself is stored in it, in the test charge, in the form of potential energy. So this becomes potential energy at position R. So this work done is stored in the form of electrostatic potential energy. Electrostatic potential energy in the charge Q. So don't think that Q is the source here. Q is not the source. Source is there somewhere. Source is hiding. We are not focusing on what type of source is there. Source may be a point charge. Source may be some configuration of charges, right? Source may be the source may be the system of charges, right? It may be some source, right, which has got electric field. So in such an electric field, when a charge is brought from infinity to that particular location point in the presence of external field, then that work done is stored in it in the form of potential energy, right? Now before we go to the discussion of potential energy of system of two charges in an external electric field, we are now defining one important unit, that is 1 electron volt. What is that 1 electron volt? Right? If a charge of 1 electron, suppose there is a charge of 1 electron, or you can think 1 electron itself. If an electron is brought from infinity into a potential, into a field of potential 1 volt, then the amount of work done in placing at that position of 1 potential is equal to 1 electron volt, which itself is the potential energy of that electron. So it need not be electron, it may be a positive charge of having a charge of electron. It may be positive charge or it may be negative charge. 1 electron volt means charge of an electron multiplied by potential of 1 volt. Charge of an electron multiplied by potential of 1 volt. This becomes a very important unit. 1 electron volt is going to be very important unit, which is usually used in atomic, nuclear and subatomic physics. While discussing nuclear reactions such as nuclear fusion reactions, nuclear fission reactions, then radioactivity, in general nuclear reactions, the energies which are released, the energies which are absorbed during these reactions are usually measured in electron volts. Okay. What is 1 electron volt? First let us define. Commonly used unit of energy in atomic, nuclear and particle physics is 1 electron volt, 1 eV. What is 1 electron volt? when you look at this, this appears as a product of charge and a potential V, which is nothing but the energy stored in that charge. For example, if a charge of an electron is accelerated by a field of potential 1 volt, then the energy gained by that charge is 1 electron volt. So, we will define now what is 1 electron volt. If an electron of charge Q equal to E, electronic charge is always denoted by E, which we know that is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Let us say this is actually negative charge. In general, let us take magnitude. So, then there is no confusion. If an electron of charge Q equal to E is accelerated by potential of external field, by a potential of external field 1 volt, then the energy gained by the electron is equal to 1 electron volt. So, 1 electron volt is therefore can be written as 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19. You see, 1 electron has a charge of 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 coulomb. Coulomb times 1 volt. Coulomb volt. So, that becomes 1 electron volt. So, coulomb volt is nothing but 1 joule. Therefore, it becomes 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. Because here we know 1 joule is equal to 1 coulomb volt, or 1 joule per coulomb. 1 joule per coulomb is equal to 1 volt. So, therefore, 1 coulomb volt is equal to joule, right. This is the unit, that is 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule is equal to 1 electron volt, which is commonly used in atomic physics, nuclear physics and particle physics, especially when we learn radioactivity, nuclear fission, nuclear fusion. There you will come across the energies which are released of the order of mega electron volt. So, electron volt is a very small unit which can be of higher units. Kilo electron volt, for example, 1 kilo electron volt means 1000 electron volt. 1 million electron volt, it is also called as 1 mega electron volt, 10 raised to 6 electron volt, right. In the same way, you can write 1 giga electron volt, GeV, right, GeV, giga electron volt. In the same way, we can write 1 giga electron volt is equal to 10 raised to 9 eV. 1 tera electron volt, terabyte you may be knowing, 10 to the power 12 electron volt. So, that can be further converted into the corresponding SI unit, that is in terms of joules. Let us say if you convert it into joules, you see 1 electron volt is already 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 joule. So, 10 to the power of minus 19 plus 10 to the power of 3. So, it becomes 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 19 plus 3. It becomes minus 16 joules. Similarly, 1.6 into 10 to the power of 10 raised to 6, 1 mega electron volt, MEV, million electron volt, if you add minus 19 plus 6, it becomes minus 13 joule, right? Minus 19 plus 6, minus 13 joules. 1 giga electron volt, it becomes 1.6 into 10 to the power of minus 10 joules, minus 10 joules. So, in the same way, if you write 1.6, this becomes 10 to the power of 12 minus 5 joules. So, this is how one can convert into their exact SI units. So, here you can see corresponding values of units in joules, minus 16, minus 13, minus 10, and here it is not 10 raised to minus 5. Look here, it is minus 19 plus 12, minus 19 plus 12 becomes minus 7 joules, 10 raised to 1.6 into 10 raised to minus 7 joules. Usually these are the units which are oftenly used while studying atomic, nuclear and particle physics. Okay? So, that is the idea of potential energy of single charge in an external electric field having potential. Now, let us discuss potential energy of a system of two charges in an external electric field. Again, let us assume there is an electric field, some electric field due to some configuration. It may be uniform electric field or non-uniform electric field, right? There is already some existing electric field here. Now, assume that this is the system of coordinates, the reference frame, so that we can locate the charges that we are going to bring. In this electric field, we are bringing two charges. First, we will bring charge Q1, say plus charge Q1, next we will bring charge Q2. When we bring charge Q1 from infinity, we are bringing charge Q1 plus charge Q1. Let us say this plus charge Q1 is being placed here at position R1 vector, position vector R1 from the origin, and we are placing here. Then the work done in bringing this charge Q1 from infinity to this position is stored in it in the form of potential energy in the external electric field. That work done will be Q1 times the potential at this particular point, right? Q1, and at this particular point, let us say the potential at this point be VR1, so that Q1 times VR1 gives us the work needed to be done in bringing this charge Q1 from infinity to the position, that position vector R1, right? Next, we are going to bring another charge at another position, let us say R2, at position vector R2. Then this charge Q2, okay, this charge Q2 is brought from infinity, this charge Q2 is brought, right, and it is being placed, and this Q2 faces interaction due to the external electric field plus interaction due to the already existing point charge Q1. So, there are two interactions. One is the interaction due to the already existing electric field of potential, say VR2 at this position. Let us say the potential at this point to Q2 at this point is VR2, because it is at a position R2 vector. Then work needed to be done in bringing this charge Q2 from infinity to this position becomes VR2 into Q2, plus we should know what is the distance. What is the distance between these two? So, the distance between these two, if you take it as R21 vector, then due to the already existing placed charge Q1, it experiences a repulsive force. So work has to be done against this repulsive force also. So one more term due to this interaction will also be existing. So first we will write work done in bringing charge q1 from infinity to position vector r1. So w infinity to position vector r1. So let me take this point as P and this point as some, let us take this point as A, this is better. This point as A and this point as B. So W infinity to A. So this becomes Q1 times potential already existing there, VR1, right? So this is stored in it in the form of potential energy due to single charge Q1. Now work done in bringing charge Q2 from infinity to position R2. This will be having two interactions from infinity to position B, to the point B. W infinity to the point B is equal to Q2 times potential already existing here, VR2, plus this VR2 which I have written is due to the external field, So potential here is VR2, potential here is VR1, right? Plus there is an interaction between the charge Q1 and Q2. So that I have to write. The work done against this charge, now it is written as Q2 into the potential due to charge Q1. The potential due to charge Q1 is given by Q1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R21. The distance between these two is R21. I think you got the point. So this is the additional term. This is the term due to interaction between Q1 and Q2. Therefore, total potential energy of the system now, total potential energy of the system of two charges is nothing but total work done. Total work done in placing the system of two charges is now given by W is equal to W infinity to A plus W infinity to B. So look at this, you have to add these two equations. So it will have three terms, Q1 VR1 plus Q2 VR2 plus this additional term Q1 Q2 by 4 pi epsilon naught R12 or R21, whatever it is, R21. Therefore, this is the total energy of the total potential energy of system of two charges. U is the notation for writing potential energy. Potential energy of two charges in external field. This itself is stored in the form of total potential energy of Q1 and Q2 placed in an external electric field E, right? So this is a very important equation. This also helps us to find the potential energy of a dipole placed in an external electric field. That is what we are going to discuss in the next video. Potential energy of a dipole. Dipole is nothing but a pair of equal and opposite charges separated by a fixed distance. What happens if a dipole is placed in an external electric field? We are going to calculate the potential energy of that dipole in the external electric field using this important equation Q1 VR1 Q2 VR2 plus Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R21. Q1 will be positive charge, Q2 will be negative charge, and VR1 VR2 are the potentials in the external electric field, and this term, additional term Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R21 is the term due to the interaction between the charges themselves. Okay, fine. Now, let us quickly look into a simple problem here. Determine the electrostatic potential energy of a system of two charges 7 microcoulomb and minus 2 microcoulomb in the absence of external electric field. There is no external electric field. Placed at minus 9 centimeter 00 and plus 9 centimeter 00 respectively. Okay, first we will see. Suppose there is a coordinate system, right? I will draw only x axis and y axis. One is there at plus 9. At this plus 9, there is presence of negative charge. Yes, minus 2 microcoulomb. Q2 equal to minus 2 microcoulomb. At minus 9, you see minus 9, at minus 9 centimeter exactly here, there is a positive charge, but this is Q1 of 7 microcoulomb and its y, z components are 0, 0. Means the system of these two charges are present along x axis, So, the problem is, what is the electrostatic potential energy of the system? Now, this is a system of Q1 and Q2 such that Q1 is positive charge plus 7 microcoulomb at minus 9 centimeter. Q2 is minus 2 microcoulomb at plus 9 centimeter on the x axis. So, what is the distance between them? The distance between these two charges is 18 centimeter. So, I can write R12, the distance between them is 9 plus 9, 18 centimeter, that is 18 into 10 to the power of minus 2, 0.18 meter. So, we can now calculate what is the electrostatic potential energy of system of these two charges. U12, system of these two charges, U is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. There is no presence of external electric field. There is existence of only the interaction between them. Q1, Q2 by R12. Just substitute the values. Q1, Q2 by R12 into 1 upon 4 pi epsilon naught, you will get the result. So, here we know 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught as 9 into 10 to the power of 9, and Q1 is 7 microcoulomb, 7 into 10 to the power of minus 6 coulomb, and Q2 is minus 2 microcoulomb, 10 to the power of minus 6 divided by the distance between them, R12 is the distance between them, is 9 plus 9, 18 centimeter, that you can write it as 0.18, or you can write it as 18 into 10 to the power of minus 2. You can make it easier, 10 to the power of minus 2. So, 9 ones are 9 twos are 2 ones are 2 ones are. So, you can very easily simplify. So, 7, you are left with 7. So, the result is minus 0.7 joules. So if we simplify this, it becomes minus 0.7 joules. 10 raised to minus 2, if you take the numerator, it becomes 10 raised to L1. 9 plus 2 L1 plus minus 12. Minus 12 plus L1 becomes minus 1. So 7 into 10 to the power of minus 1 is 0.7 joules. So that is negative potential energy. Potential energy is negative, it seems, it means there is a force of attraction. The interaction between the charges is attractive interaction, attractive force of interaction is existing, right. So this is the potential energy of assembling one positive and negative charge with a distance of 18 centimeter between them. Second question is very simple. How much work is required to separate these two charges infinitely away? So one has to do positive work. When the potential energy is negative, means there exists force of attraction between them. So how much work is required to separate these two charges is minus of this minus. So I will write it here itself, minus of minus 0.7, minus of minus 0.7 joules. So this itself becomes minus of minus plus 0.7 joules. It means one has to do positive work against the force of attraction between them in order to separate them infinitely away. So that is the meaning of the work done in separating the two interactive attractive charges, right. Now the third one is, if there exists an external electric field, suppose now you think that this system is in the same way with 18 centimeter distance of separation between them, if it is placed in an external electric field such that the external electric field varies with this relation, E is equal to A into 1 by R square, where A is already given 9 into 10 to the power of 5 coulomb per meter square. A is a constant, coulomb per meter square. What would be the electrostatic energy of the configuration? Now if this system of two charges is placed in the external electric field, what is the total potential energy of the configuration? We have to calculate. Now look at the third situation. When this system of two charges with the same system with the distance of 18 centimeter between them is placed in external electric field, then total potential energy of the configuration would be Q1 VR1 plus Q2 VR2. Q1 VR1 plus Q2 VR2. Q2 VR2 as we have derived earlier, plus Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R12. This already we have found, calculated. This is the term due to interaction between the two charges. We already got it. So I will write here Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R12 is already calculated as minus 0.7 joules. So we will write it first here. Then we will calculate what is this Q1 VR1 plus Q2 VR2. Assume that this is the system of positive and negative charges with a distance of 9 centimeter from the origin, and think that electric field is acting on these, and we have to find out what is VR1 here and VR2 here. VR1 due to, okay, let me write this one as VR1 for positive charge, VR1, for negative charge, VR2. For positive charge, VR1, for negative charge, VR2. So electric field is acting from the origin. So here it is ER1, here it is ER2. The value of electric field is given. E is equal to A into bracket 1 by R square. It is varying in this manner where A is constant. A is 9 into 10 to the power of, this is given 10 to the power of 5. 9 into 10 to the power of 5 into 1 by r square. So, we know the relation between electric field and potential. So, potential from this can be calculated as V, this is E at R, right. V at R therefore can be written as, if it is R square here, for V it will be just R. So, dV by dr, right. So, dV by dr gives you this one. So, if you calculate this, this becomes A by R, potential will be A by R. Therefore, V at R1 will be A by R1, A by R1, where A is given 9 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by R1. R1 is 9 centimeter. 9 centimeter. 9 centimeter can be written as 9 into 10 to the power of minus 2. 9 into 10 to the power of minus 2. Similarly, V at R2. So, yes, V at R2. So, I have to consider the potential here, right. V at R2 will be now written as same way 9 into 10 to the power of 5 divided by, here R1 is negative. So, here R1 is negative and R2 is positive. 9 into 10 to the power of minus 2, same value. So, substituting this, we will be able to get the result. So, here you have to take the magnitude, so it becomes positive value only. So, 9 by 9 and here also 9 by 9. So, this becomes 9 cancels, 10 raised to 3 and here 10 raised to 7. This is 10 raised to 7 and here it will be 10 raised to, yes, 10 raised to 7. So, let me check the value of A once again, whether it is 10 raised to minus 5 or 10 raised to plus 5. Okay, it is correct, 10 raised to 5. So, therefore, it becomes 10 raised to 7 volt and here it becomes 10 raised to 7 volt. Means, think that this is a plane along x axis which is having same potential. So, it is an equipotential surface acting along x axis. The V value here as well as here is same, 10 raised to 7 volts. Therefore, now you can use this equation. Therefore, total potential energy U now becomes equal to Q1 into this. It becomes A Q1 upon R1, A Q1 upon R1 plus A Q2 upon R2 plus Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R12. So, this result already we got. Only thing is we have to calculate these two and substitute. So, A upon R1 already we have found out. A upon R1 is 10 raised to 7 into Q1 is 7 microcoulomb. 7 into 10 raised to minus 6. So, that becomes okay plus here the charge is negative. Therefore, instead of plus I will write directly minus 10 raised to 7 into minus 2. So, minus I already have kept 2 into 10 raised to minus 6, right, plus the last term is Q1 upon Q2, Q1 Q2 upon 4 pi epsilon naught R12, that is minus 0.7, this term minus 0.7. So, if you work it out, look here, 7 minus 6 is 1. Therefore, 7 into 10, 70 minus 2 into 10, 20 minus 0.7. So, 70 minus 20.7. 70 minus 20.7. So, if you calculate this, it becomes 49.3. 49.3 joules, which is a positive value. So, this is how we calculate potential energy of system of two given charges placed in an external electric field. Okay. Tomorrow we will discuss about electric potential energy or electrostatic potential energy of a dipole placed in an electric field, placed in an external electric field. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye.